Metagross Freak here with Transformers Generations Deluxe Class Jazz from the Power of the Primes line. And if you saw my video from earlier today, the day I uploaded this, you saw my little rant about the trading cards, or the cards. Basically, there are 12 primes, and this particular figure has the, I don't remember what his name is, but the one that looks like a beetle. I believe it's supposed to be a Malgus. I did take a picture. It's that symbol, the symbol with like the weird beetle thing. However, there were two Dreadwings, and they had the Nexus Prime Dreadwing, as well as the, I think that's supposed to be Prima Dreadwing. I'm hoping that's not too glare. Anyway, so the problem being that each figure comes with a different card, one of the 12 different cards, one for each of the Prime Masters. Now, at my store, there were none of the Prime Masters available. However, I do plan on getting all of the Prime Masters. I got Jazz because I have been following Transformers for a long enough time that I thought it'd be really cool if I got a Jazz. Jazz was basically a little figure of Jazz was actually my first Transformer, and I actually had Jazz from the 2007 movie, but I gave him away. He might still be in, I mean, technically I gave it away. I might be able to get it back, though. So yeah, I kind of wanted a replacement for Jazz. He's a cool character, but he's the only Autobot I plan to get outside of the Dinobots. I plan on getting all the Dinobots, but I don't plan on getting really any of the Decepticons, because so far none of the, outside of the Prime Masters, because so far the Decepticons haven't really impressed me. But here we have Jazz. He's got a pistol, as you can see here. It's a fairly simple mold, and he's got a Prime Armor, which is a Prime Armor piece, which is basically a combiner hand that has a port for a Titan Master or Prime Master, and he's a decent sized deluxe class. So let's open him up and take a look. It looks pretty good so far. Mine has some pretty tight ball joints for the arms. He's got some good, nice tight swivels for the shoulders. He's got some good tight joints for the knees. All around, that makes him really good for posing. You want a lot of friction in your joints. That's good. Mine does have the issue with basically the top part of the chest coming unpegged from the bottom part of the chest fairly easily. But, you know, overall, not bad. I'll have to come up with a cool pose for him. But he comes with 3 accessories. He comes with his little pistol here. It's basically just the same color white plastic, but painted silver. He has the Prime Armor, and the Prime Armor is designed to basically be the hand of a robot mode. Well, not sorry, the hand of a Gestalt or a Combiner. You can see it's got these little horns. Those can become the thumbs, and I dropped it. On the inside, we got some little fingers. And since I never bought any of the combiners, I don't have the ability to combine it. But like, for example, you can just flip this thumb around, and there you go. You have a little combiner hand, and you can put weapons either in this peg hole or attach it to that peg, or just plug it into the wrist. And then whatever you want to do with that. Maybe your character will have 2 thumbs. I don't know. It's up to you. But it can be worn like a little bit of chest armor. I'm not really sure how Jazz's is supposed to connect to him, but we'll take a look as we go through the instructions. But it has this little clear bit that can pop out, but there's a little bit of a lip there. You can notice it is, of course, Titan Master shaped. And so you can take your other Titan Masters and plug them in like this. Like, for example, I have Flywheels, aka Skytread. So like if you wanted the power of Skytread, or if you just decapitated a Skytread and wanted to display him, there you go. You can add that on the armor. I've been seeing a lot of people doing like the head of Megatron or like the head of Optimus or someone, like they decapitated them and they're using their head as part of the armor. The other accessory he comes with, like I preluded to in the beginning of the video and my previous video, was the trading card, or the card, you know, for the Combiner Force and for Titan Masters. We got cards. This time the cards are assigned to Prime, and the particular Prime I have here is Quintus Prime. So we have Quintus Jazz. It says evolves life in unexpected ways. I guess the unexpected ways is related to the whole Jazz being kind of unpredictable or being like a DJ. Overall, he's a nice figure. I like him. Definitely not the most flashy figure I've ever seen, but you know, he's nice. I like him. I don't know if I'm going to be getting enough. Oh, so that is, I guess I could say, enough of the figures to make like whatever kind of combiner this is supposed to be. I don't know who that is, but I think I'm going to be getting all their parts. The instructions just show Grimlock, Swoop, Slug, and Dreadwing, so they don't spoil who the combiner is, unfortunately. But yeah, here he is. Power of the Primes Jazz, and here he is next to Titan's Return Hot Rod. Remember that Hot Rod is kind of lanky, a little taller than most deluxe classes, so you know he's about maybe a third of a head taller than Jazz's head. And, you know, they look pretty good together. And of course, just for another main character Autobot, here he is next to Robots in Disguise Warrior Class, aka Deluxe Class Jazz, and they're about the same height. I think maybe Jazz is maybe a hair or two taller, but that could just be the pose that I have my Bumblebee in. So overall, good comparison. He scales well with other car Autobots. Here's Jazz's car mode, and it's a very, very nice kind of roadster sports car kind of thing. You've got a nice spoiler at the top, got the cool headlights. Mine doesn't squish together perfectly, but it does come together all very nicely. I won't be showing the arm and leg modes because I don't plan on using this for a combiner, and even if I was, I would show a video of the combiner instead. So of course we still have the gun and the Prime Master to show, not the Prime Master, excuse me, the Prime Armor to show. The instruction booklet shows the Prime Armor attaching via the wrist peg to the back, like so, and then the gun attaching to one of the ports on the sides. And honestly, I don't like the look of the Prime Armor attached without a Prime Master, so you can always also do this and have it going up top, and that looks pretty nice. I think it gives him kind of this nice little fin blaster. Not bad. You can see he folds up rather nicely, though you do have a big cavity because of the way the head and chest transform. Yeah, overall, a nice car mode. And just for comparison, here he is next to Warrior Class Drift from Robots in Disguise, and Deluxe Class Drift from The Last Knight. And then, just for fun, here he is with Activator's Optimus for some scaling, just because Activator's Optimus is way too small for an Optimus, so it's just kind of funny. Definitely worth getting for the car mode. The robot mode is really nice too, so if you're interested in getting this figure, I'd recommend picking it up. Very nice, and it rolls well, really, too. It rolls pretty well too, nice and smooth on my my mouse pad, but on wood it does drag a little bit. But I mean, to be fair, like literally every car bot does that. So the instructions show a couple different ways for the armor to attach. So the easiest way is to simply, it doesn't really matter if the thumbs are up or down. I kind of like them a little bit more going up, but basically the easiest way is to take the peg, flip it around, and attach it to the arm like a shield, like that. And if you want, you can have the thumbs reaching around as if it's grabbing onto the arm like that. That's the easiest way to have the prime armor. You can also, apparently, take out the little peg, take out the little plate piece, and have him holding that like a little pistol. Just a clear pistol. I guess that's technically a weapon, but that looks silly. I will say, by the way, the only downside I have for this figure is that the shoulders don't clip in anywhere, so if these joints get loose, the arms won't be able to hold themselves up, because there's just right now a single joint holding them up connected to a swivel for the arms, so he's able to do cool stuff like that, holding the gun sideways, for the kill shot, but I don't know. The shoulder pieces worry me. But anyway, it shows having the hand with the thumbs down, and it looks like, here, I'll show the picture. This one right here in the middle just shows you plugging it into his chest, which there is no place for this to plug, and it actually looks like it's flipped forward, which means that these tiny little tabs on the sides of the thumbs have to plug in somewhere, and I think they're supposed to go into these little tiny divots on the sides of the grill. That requires you to articulate the thumbs a little bit to get it to plug in properly. That's what I was able to do, trying to get both thumbs. Let me give it another shot. Yeah, there we go. There's prime armor on the chest that doesn't look good at all. Until next time, I'm Metagross Freak, and keep it real, folks. Pew, pew, pew. See you around.